Budibase offers a flexible way to connect to various data sources. Whether you want to use the built-in internal database to create your own application, or connect to a data store you have somewhere else on a SQL database or a NoSQL database, or even in a spreadsheet product like Google Sheets. In this video, we'll walk you through some of the key features of the Budibase data section, with a focus on managing data and creating screens from those data. This applies to both Budibase's internal database and to any data source you might want to connect. So these are all the data types we could connect to. But for now, I'm going to create a blank table inside of Budibase, and I'll call it my employee table. This table allows me to create as many columns as I might like. So maybe I have the employee name, and I have all of the data types I can choose from: text, name, and various other things. I might have their role. And rather than having open text, I could set this as a single select, and I could have maybe an individual contributor, a line manager, maybe someone from the C-suite. And that way, when I add in my person, they get a drop down to choose between what they need to do. I can maybe have a Boolean review completed. Maybe at the end of each review cycle, these get all unchecked automatically, and then the HR manager might go through and check them as they're done. We could have start date as a date field, but date only. So maybe this person started in October 2020. And then we could even have a length of service. This might be a formula field. And we'll say that this is I'm going to do this in JavaScript. So I'd say now would be new date. The past would be a new date, but we'll inject the field contents for our employee field start date. We'll then work out the year's difference, which would be the now.getFullYear minus the past.getFullYear. And we can work out the month's difference, which would be now.getMonth minus past.getMonth. So then if return value we'll want to return will be the year's difference times 12 plus the month's difference. We save that. We can see that Bob, our individual contributor, has been here for 48 months. We can change this to be, if we move it a year forward, say, oh, actually it was 2021 they started, then that'll update to be the right thing. Well, that's great. This is a spreadsheet-like database interface, but there's much more I can do. I can generate a screen from this table. So I might say, actually, I want to be able to create a form where someone can create a new row for this table. And straight from the table, we're going to be able to see the form ready to go. We can share this with users and they can create the new users on here. We can also, straight from the table, generate an automation. We might say that when a row is created, we might want to create an automation. Maybe we want to email HR to say someone's joined the company and follow up on this. Or when time has passed, we want to reset all of the reviews again so that people start making those. So straight from the table, I can generate screens and automations. Budibase also ships with some sample data that I can use to be able to test out some of my ideas. But equally, if you had data elsewhere, you can upload CSV or JSON and we'll create an internal database for you. But there are even more things that we could do. We have these things called row actions. And row actions might be something like approve, which creates a automation. Maybe when someone has been approved for their bonus, I want to email HR. Well, I can come in here and I can email them or Slack HR or do some other step that I might want to do. So say I wanted to approve. So I wanted to approve, and I also want like reject maybe or review, and manage the steps of the workflow in the automation section. But if I want to invoke it, I can invoke it straight from this data layer here without needing to have the UI. I've got access to everything I need here. They can also be enabled or disabled based on different views. So if I had a view of unreviewed and And we filter this to make sure that the review completed would equal false. And in here, I can say which of these actions are going to be here. So these are unreviewed. So only really the approve action we might want to have here. Maybe there's a reject action as well. But we can see that, when did they start? They started sometime last year. And their role is a line manager. So you can see I can limit the row actions based on the view of the table. So not just on the table level, but also I can be more granular than that and say for a view of this data, I'm going to have less or more options available. We can also have relationships in our data. So if I wanted to say which jobs have been assigned, I could go to relationship and I can say multiple people can be assigned to multiple jobs and we'll call it employees assigned. We save that. Just job assign column here. So I can assign job 1 and 2 to Brandon, and Donald can have job 2 and Francis can have job 2 and job 3. And when I go and view the jobs tables now, we'll see that those people have been assigned the way I've set them up in that other table. So through Budibase's data section, we're able to connect to multiple data sources, add columns, remove columns, change columns, interact with the data in a spreadsheet-like way that is backed by a database. We can add these row actions to have automations. We can generate screens straight from our tables, and we can build relationships throughout our data.